We gave the machine a nice bath, long overdue. The old bush hog is no worse for wears. This was the cheapest bush hog I could find that would cover the back tires. I think I've got $700 in it. It is well used. I did not do all this welding here. Somebody doctored around on it. It's kind of bent and battered, but they take a beating, so why not just use a cheap one till it explodes and then get another cheap one. So far, I've used this about 3 years with no issues. Sharpened the blades when I first got it. That's the only maintenance I've had to do. Of course, keep my oil topped off. Let's go find some shade and we'll tackle our next projects. We're going to flip the trail wheel back down. Yesterday I was mowing a wheat stubble field with some weeds in it, and the wheel is so worn in the spindle that it was turned to the side slightly, and it was like a miniature plow furrow was developing. So I just flipped it up and relied on the top link of the 3-point to carry the back of the mower. Charlie's going to want to do some ditch mowing later on, so I'm going to go ahead and flip the wheel back down. Next thing we need to tackle is raising this trail wheel up a couple of poles. We could never quite get the back of the mower low enough to the ground. I apologize for all the extra noise. We are in a working shop after all. We moved that up one hole set, and now we have a lot more even profile along the ground. It's nice to be doing this on concrete instead of gravel. Pretty easy adjustment to make, several holes to choose from. We can always change it quick with just an impact and a wrench. I'm gonna see the grease zert on this is broken off. Who knows how long that's been like that. I'm gonna see if I can add some grease zerts. You can see here the amount of wear we have. It's worn about 1/4 of an inch inside the pipe. It's really canting that rear wheel. But I think if I could get some actual grease in there, perhaps this thing wouldn't turn sideways and start plowing. Let's see if we can tackle that. Got our roll pin punches out. Wow. Looking here on the workbench, you can see some of the wear we have incurred over the last 20 or so years. It's pretty profound. I think I'm going to buzz this with the big blue hot glue gun and see if I can bring it back to being somewhat round. I'm not gonna do too much, just quick and dirty. Got the official WildcatWilly welding helmet out. Guaranteed to make your welds 4 times better. You can't make this stuff up. Just ran out of wire. Only happens on weekends and holidays. We'll just move over to the tiny but mighty Miller-Matic 211. Turn her up to 3/8 and lay it down. Let's get rolling. Contact. Threw the wheel in upside down. That tightened up our play considerably. Still got a little bit of wallop, but our pipe is worn. That is going to be awesome compared to what it was. At the very least, we gave it probably 1/8 of an inch of weld to wear through. It's not pretty by any means, but neither is the bush hog. I have come up with a game plan for greasing this animal. The old grease zert is in the back, and it's no wonder it's knocked loose because you're always trying to back these in to tight spots, rubbing fence posts and things of that nature. So what I'm going to do, drill a hole on the backside here. I actually have the 1/8 inch pipe tap that would be required to tap this hole to the correct size, but a handy trick I have found over the years is to grab a 1/8 inch NPT National Pipe Thread union right here, drill a nice large hole, put that on the opposite side where it's not going to get knocked loose, and then you have a good place to start from with perfect threads. I could probably get this tapped, but it's going to take extra time, and for this clapped out old bush hog, it's just unnecessary. Hit it with the Miller glue gun and we'll be rolling. Let's get started. Gonna go ahead and grease up the hole. Now let's see if it'll actually take grease. Excellent so far. There we go. Now it's working out the bottom. Go ahead and get that cleaned off. I will call that a success. Didn't take terribly long. Took a lot longer to actually film it than to do the project. And we now have a usable grease zert. Not on this side that gets rubbed off by every fence post and tree trunk that you shove it into. So, with that being accomplished, get rid of this jack momentarily, we can turn our attention to these animals. I personally built these pins out of regular mild steel, and I have such a wide gap here. Anytime I shove into something, back into a tree, something to that effect, these bend. And I thought, oh, well, I just need to grab a couple of tractor pins, but the tractor pin is about an inch too short. By the time you shove it all the way in, there's just barely a nub sticking out on that side. So what I'm going to do is go get some 3-point pegs and tentatively bolt them in right there, and then I should be able to just hook it up like every other bush hog in the entire world. Don't know why they didn't come out with that from the factory, but it is what it is. It will be nice to spend a little bit of money and not have to deal with this rednectified situation any longer. Like I said, I had a pin built for that side, but it quickly bent once I backed into a tree. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The pins that we're getting from China these days are an inch too short to just throw a pin through it. So we're gonna go for the 3-point peg. We successfully made it back from Rural King, America's Farm and Home Store. Absolutely love that place. Awesome. I grabbed a few of these snap over pins for 3 points, and I grabbed some extra ones because you can never have too many of these, and a couple of category 1 lift pins, they call them. It's a lot better than a 3-point nub that I've been calling them. Let's get those installed. Grand total of like $17, and I had a gift card left over from Christmas, so upgrading the old bush hog so far hasn't cost anything. That's gonna work good. We have finished up the tune-up on the old bush hog. Changed over our lift points. We greased the drive line, checked our oil in the gearbox, we're good there. Fixed up the back wheel, hopefully it works. Haven't tested it yet. Greased it thoroughly. Now we're gonna go out and test it out. We're gonna bring you guys along. Quickly, I thought I would demonstrate. The wheel seems to be working much, much better. That's a lot better. It actually functions now properly. I love it. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this video of tuning up the old 287 bush hog. It's a well-used old girl, but we're gonna flog a few more years out of it. Please consider subscribing below, leave a comment, and like the video to help the channel grow. We'll see you guys next time.